site that was built perfect for high school football with the weather, great facilities, and a fantastic football game. Tupelo lost 17-14 to Clinton on a last-second field goal. And Coach, that was about as tough of a setback as I've seen in a long time, not because of how hard you played and lost, but because it knocked you out of the playoffs.
Yeah, hard to talk to your team afterwards. What message do you kind of give? Basically, sometimes life's not, basically what it is, life's not fair. Sometimes, and just, we're just short by an inch. Literally an inch. That's we've talked about it several times. But what this division is, and how you have to bring your, you have to pack your lunch every week. Now we did. We played a good football game, good enough to win. Probably them having a little bit of home field advantage, and probably special teams here and there is probably the reason why we lost the game. But it wasn't because of the lack of effort.
Not at all. When we say a game of inches, I stood behind the goalpost on the last second field goal, and it wouldn't have made another inch. I mean, the kid, congrats on his kick, but it wouldn't have gone another inch on that. Now, that sometimes just makes it even worse when you're that close, especially when you're probably in your mind, you're thinking overtime.
I am.
At that point.
I am, or I'm thinking, hey, we've blocked a lot of field goals, and I'm sitting, and that's what we talked about in the huddle. I said, guys, all right, if we block it, whatever you do, knock it back so we can return it.
We're going to put that loss behind us. Tough loss. Again, the guys left everything they had out. And if people say, it's just a loss, you'll move on. Nobody saw the emotion of the kids after the game. I mean, that was for real.
I have been in that scenario before where, it's like time stands still. Once the play happens, I think my last year at Houston, we lost on a 2-point conversion against Noxubee, North half. And it's kind of the same scenario where, hey, it happens and it's just like time stands still for your guys, and all you do is see your guys hit knees, and there's nothing you really can do. I mean, it's not a good feeling. I've had that feeling before, more than twice actually, and it's tough for those guys.
Especially the seniors.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the seniors. Something that they wanted that opportunity in the playoffs, and we definitely. I think everybody knows we're a playoff team. We didn't handle the ins and outs of our division this year, and that's one thing me and the Clinton coach talk about before the game. He said, I understand. It's just how hard it is to transition in this division. He said, I've been in this division in forever. And he said, I almost got out of coaching a few times just because how tough this division is. And
it's not forgiving.
It's not forgiving. I mean, it's just, one year they win a state championship, and the next year they don't make the playoffs. Right. So that's just like what that division is. So.
Well, just look at the games, all the games this year. Just about every game could have gone either way with any
team. They eat each other up. I mean, every team eat each. I mean, your 7 seed, Grenada. I mean, they should have beat Oxford.
Right. Lost by 2.
Lost by 2 at the very end, by a field goal at the very end. Same way we lost. So.
All right, moving ahead, a little different this week. Thursday night, 6 o'clock at Germantown. Coach, I got to be honest. I don't know anything about that school, that athletic program. I don't even know what their colors are. I've never seen them compete in any event whatsoever.
So they're a program that's kind of on the rise. They just became 6A about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. They're just a branch of the Madison County, the Gluckstadt, Flora area. So it's a school that's booming, it's growing. They hadn't made the playoffs since they've been in 6A, but they look the part. I mean, they've got the number 2 rated running back in the nation, committed to Georgia. They got one of the top defensive linemen in the state. Is committed to Ole Miss. I mean, you're going to look out there, you're going to see a kid that's 6'8", 6'9", 380 pounds, and it's like, man, who is this kid? So they've got guys. They're big. They're big physical kids. They're still kind of. I'm not saying they're a startup program because they were successful when they were 5A, 4A, and everything leading on up. So they're definitely a threat. I mean, I think they're a product of what their division is too. Of like you put them probably in any other division, they're probably running away with it or something. But they're a dang good football team. They're in the same situation we're in this Friday night. So it's hey, who's going to go out? Who's going to go have the final say, the final out, and say, hey, I'm going to go out on my own terms.
You make an interesting point. You're not playing for the playoffs now. You're playing to end the season on a great note for pride, and it's the seniors' last game. Is it more challenging for the motivation?
It's weird. I mean, I told our guys yesterday, told our guys the day before, I said, guys, this is unfamiliar territory for me too. I've never been in this situation. Really no, I'm gonna say there's not that there's any incentive, but it's just, that last week, that last game, there's not anything to play for going forward, but the one thing it is promised, hey, seniors, it's your last high school football game. How you gonna play it? Juniors, sophomores, it's your last junior football game. It's your last sophomore football game. We talked to our defense. Defense, if we get a shutout, we probably finish top. I know we'll finish at least number 2 in 6A football in points allowed this year. And like there's some incentives there. Now, are they playoff incentives? No. Right. And a lot of that trumps that. But so it's weird. It's an unfamiliar territory. I mean, it's kind of not that it's different vibes. It's like, hey, what are we doing to make this week to have fun this week, to make it a memorable week? Hey, like yesterday, we were full pads and we went 1s on 1s and 2s on 2s all day. Hey guys, this will be the last time you ever get to block so-and-so. It might be the last time you ever get to go against this guy. Are you going to go out on, hey, oh, I got you that last practice? I mean, it's that type of incentive.
Right. With the short week, you kind of you lose a day.
Right.
And then traveling, you lose a walkthrough. Mm-hmm. So you lose a lot of preparation time this week too.
So like I said, they're kind of similar to what we do on offense, and we're kind of similar to what they do on defense, so we've just practiced against each other. We've just practiced against each other and just wanted to create the best type of practices competition-wise going forward. So, Sunday we usually do film and weights. We did film and walkthrough. We did a walkthrough on Sunday. Yesterday was a normal Monday. Today's going to be a normal Tuesday, and Wednesday's going to be a little bit different. And Thursday, we're traveling. We're trying to figure out some type of walkthrough.
Got you. Before we close it up, all right, so you play Thursday night. Then what? When does the off season? What can you do? How does that work?
We'll get back to work the next week. I'm big on, I want to do a better job of it this year. Is we're going to have exit meetings with everybody. Hey, seniors, thank you. Number one, thank you. Number two, here's how can we help you going forward. Number two, how can you help us going forward? And then with your underclassmen is, hey guys, what are your thoughts on everything, your pros and cons? Where do you want to get to? Where do you feel like you can, where does it's a lot of Q&A of, hey, what do we do bad? What do we do good? What do we need to do to fix it? What are your goals? What are your written down agreement of what you got to do going forward? And then we're going to max out, and we're going to get back into our off-season training, but we're going to work. That's one thing we talked about this season. We're going to do a lot of leadership training. Take a day of the week to a lot of folks say leaders are born. I think you got to help create them too. And so we want to work on a lot of leadership things, character building stuff, capturing their hearts, what you say, going forward.
A lot of self-evaluation and things
A lot of it. And we'll have a lot of meetings with coaches, a lot of exit meetings with them back and forth. Like, hey, what do we got to do for us to get better as coaches? What do you got to do as a coach? What is your goal? On all that. So that's the biggest thing.
And of course, you will have one more football game with the All-Star game. So that's coming up in December. Is that
Right.
So we're excited about that. And again, congratulations on that. Coach, it's been a great year. I know it's just not how you wanted to end it, but we can end on a very positive note Thursday night. So thank you all for joining us this year, and we look forward to seeing you in the spring. We'll do another spring football edition like we did last year. For Coach Harden, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron.